Hey guys, it's Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my sale recommendations for the 21 Days of Beauty sale at Ulta, which is coming up this Sunday, March 17th, and it runs through Saturday, April 6th. So if you want to hear about all of the deals as well as my recommendations, then keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. I just looked in the viewfinder and I feel like I look so preppy today, which is not my normal style and was not on purpose. So whatever, we're just going to roll with it. If you aren't familiar, the 21 Days of Beauty is an amazing sale to stock up on really nice products. There's like up to 50% off of high-end makeup and skincare. So if you're looking to stock up on some really good items, now is definitely the time to do it. So for those 21 days, every day there are deals on specific products, and then there are also hot buys, which are a little bit of a smaller discount, but they are valid through the entire sale. Although I will say the popular ones will sell out. So if you're interested in any of the hot buys, I suggest grabbing them right away. So first I'm going to go through the daily deals, talk about the deals. I have some of the products in front of me that are included in the sale, and then I'll just share the recommendations and what I'm personally going to be picking up. This Sunday, March 17th, is the first day of the sale, and the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara is on sale for $11 instead of $23. This is a pretty good deal. I do like this mascara, but there are mascaras that I like better than this one, and there's also one that's included in the sale a little bit later on that I think that I like more than this one, so I think I would maybe pass on this. Although in past years I have picked up multiples of these, and I think it's an amazing mascara, especially if you have already tried it and really like it. It's a good mascara that lengthens and separates. It doesn't add a ton of volume, but it does volumize a little bit. I really like this as the first coat of my mascara, and then to go in with a more volumizing mascara afterwards. That same day, there is the Lancome Cils Booster XL, which is an eyelash primer. That one is $13 instead of $26. I've tried it. I'm not a big fan of eyelash primers. Let me know down below if you prime your lashes. I'm all about mascara and lashes and all of that, but for some reason I just don't get into primers. But if you are into primers, that's a good option. On Monday the 18th, the Dose of Colors collab with Katy and Desi. It's their Friendcation palette. This is $27 instead of $55. I actually did a full video on this, I think. I'm pretty sure I did a full video on this collection. I will link it up here for you guys. But the one thing I don't like about this is that there are glitter pieces that fall off of the palette. Not a ton, but a few, which I think is annoying. But the colors are really pretty. What I like about this palette is that there's enough transition shades and neutrals that you can create an everyday look, but then it also has those fun pops of color that you can also create a really fun look with. These are the shimmer shades in the palette. They are all so pigmented, so creamy, and just so shimmery and nice. So if you see colors in here that you would want to play around with and then also be able to create an everyday look, this is a really nice palette. So highly recommend this if you do like these colors. If you're just looking for an everyday palette, there's other ones that you could get that would be around the same price regularly. So I don't think that it's something to like run for if you want a more neutral palette. But if you've been eyeing these colors, it's a good deal to get it for that price. On March 21st, the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, as well as their other primers, are on sale. They are $19 instead of $39. So that's a really good deal. The Backlight Priming Filter just leaves the most beautiful finish on your skin. It's such a good primer just to set down and have like a really glowy and like filtered looking face. On the 22nd, the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion is $12 instead of $24, and I put a little bit of it on. You can't even tell. It does have a little doe foot applicator, but it doesn't have a color to it. It's like a tan color, but it kind of blends out clear. So if you're looking for a primer that's going to like cancel out all of your veins and stuff, this is not the one. But this is a really good primer to set down your eyelids and make your eyeshadow stick really well. On the 28th, the Buxom Full-On Lip Creams are $10.50 instead of $21. This is the shade Blushing Margarita. I feel like I'm gonna like hit records for how many times I've talked about the same product, but this is just one of my, if not my very favorite gloss of all time. It's super glossy and wet looking. It's not shimmery at all. It's just very glossy, and it stays for a while, especially compared to a lot of the other glosses that I've tried. It's not sticky at all. It is just beautiful. I have this on over my Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Naked. But I wear this gloss over everything. I love it over their Plump Line lip liner in the shade Stealth. I just wear this all the time. So if you're thinking about checking one out, or if you're just in need of a gloss, I highly, highly, highly recommend this one. And then on the 29th, the Tarte Tartlet Toasted Palette is $19.50 instead of $39, which I don't have that one. That's a really warm toned palette, but I do have the other two Tartlet palettes, Tartlet and Bloom and the original Tartlet palette. And the Tartlet and Bloom, if you guys have been around for a while, you know is one of my favorite palettes. I love Tarte eyeshadows, and I just already have enough warm toned shades. I did not need the Tarte Toasted palette, but if you love warm toned shades and you are looking for a new palette, I highly recommend picking that one up. On the 30th, the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Liner is on sale for $11 instead of $22. You guys, if you love a good liquid liner that's going to stay all day long, grab this one up. It is so worth, it's worth the $22, so it's certainly worth the $11, but it's waterproof. It will literally stay all day long. I love when I find a liner that I can curl my lashes and none of it comes off. It doesn't fade, it doesn't flake, it doesn't rub. It's literally one of the best liquid liners I've ever tried, and at 50% off, it is a steal. That same day, the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion is on sale for $8.50 instead of $17, and this is a really good product if you are breaking out and you just have like one spot that you want to get rid of. You can take a Q-tip, dip it down into the sediment at the bottom, and then you pick some of that up and then just spot it onto whatever your blemishes are. Sleep with it and it'll dry it out, and it'll make the time of you having that blemish shorter. If you guys recently watched my Sugar Rush by Tarte video, I mentioned the Preppy Precision Liner. This is on sale on the 31st for $7 instead of $15. It's a super duper skinny liner, and I like it. I just I don't put liner in my waterline a lot, but if you were looking into this liner, or you do use liner in your waterline, I'd highly recommend this. And for $7, it's definitely worth checking out if you were kind of on the fence about it. And then on the 1st, the Laura Geller Spackle primers are on sale. I've had these forever. I actually just recently decluttered one because I had it and it had just gone bad, but they are $11.50 to $16 instead of $23 to $32, so they are about 50% off. And the Spackle mattifying primer is the one that I really liked. It fills in your pores beautifully, and I just feel like it helps your makeup stay all day, so I highly recommend checking them out, especially if you're oily and you want a more mattifying primer. That's a really good option. On April 6th, the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara is on sale for $12 instead of $24. This is the other mascara I was talking about. It's literally the first day and then the last day they have good mascaras, but this one is really good at volumizing. You have to be a little bit careful because it can get clumpy, but if you're careful, it is beautiful and it will make your lashes look so intense. That same day, the Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery is included in the sale. It is $36.50 instead of $75, and this has SPF 50 in it. I do not know how it does it, but it's so nice under makeup. A lot of SPF products I find are really gross under my makeup, so this will kind of sink into your skin really nicely. It has the SPF, and then your makeup will sit on top of it really, really nicely, and it doesn't have flashback. So I don't know how they do it, but this is such a good product, especially with summer coming up. You guys need to be careful with your skin, and having a really high SPF is essential. And then lastly on that day, I like all three things that day for some reason, but is the Benefit Gimme Brow. I love this brow gel. It just has little microfibers. I use the shade 3, and this is $12 instead of $24. This is a really good brow gel if you don't want to fill in your brows, you just want a little bit of extra, or if you want to fill your brows in and still want a little bit of extra. I think it comes in like 5 or 6 shades. But it has this just like tiny little brush, and I like that it adds just the tiniest bit because my brows are pretty full and I don't do a lot to them. So just kind of running this through them. I actually need a new one, so this is perfect timing. But running this through them will just kind of perk them up a little bit, set them in place for the day, and just add a little bit of color. That is everything for the daily deals. Now let's talk about the hot buys. The Lorac Pro Palette is $26 instead of $44. I don't have any of the Lorac Pro Palettes, but I've heard amazing things about them, and the colors in that one are really, really pretty. So if you've had your eye on it, it might be a really good time to try that one out. The BareMinerals Invisible Bronze and Invisible Glow are $19 each instead of $28. I have the Invisible Bronze in the shade Medium, and then I have the Invisible Glow in also the shade Medium. I didn't realize that. These are just both really, really nice and pretty products. So I highly recommend both of them. I feel like the bronzer, you put it on and you're like, it doesn't even look like I'm wearing bronzer. I just look glowy and bronzed up. It's amazing. Out of both of them, I would say try the bronzer first if you haven't tried either of them. Highly recommend, but for $19, that is a steal. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trios are $18 instead of $30, and they have some really pretty shades, so I'm going to be checking those out. I might pick one of them up. And then the Laura Geller Baked Blushes are $16 instead of $28. This is a really, really pretty formula. A lot of them are really nice and glowy, and they stay all day, and they just look beautiful. This is a little trial size. I actually had another one of these in the full size, but I didn't like the color, so I decluttered it. But the formula is amazing. Alrighty guys, that is everything for this video. I'm going to link the dates and everything else that I mentioned down below in the bottom bar. Let me know in the comments if you guys are shopping the sale, what you have your eye on. Are you guys picking stuff up? Are you going to skip the sale? Let me know all the things down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.